Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is part 2 of this big book haul that I have, which is kind of like an ongoing book haul because it's really just at this point it's books that I've pre-ordered that keep coming in. Somebody needs to take my cart away from me because I just be ordering books. So I am hopefully going to knock out the rest in this. If not, don't worry, it will be in another book haul. Because I do have a ton of pre-orders coming up. It just wouldn't be anything that I probably don't get to in this, which I think I can tackle everything that's in front of me right now. But if I do miss anything, it will be in the next book haul, which will probably be in a couple months, just so all the pre-orders and stuff can accumulate again, and then I will give it to you all. But just know, if it's a romance book and it's coming out this year, I've probably pre-ordered it because I don't have self-control. Also, I wanted to apologize for not putting a video out last week. I was looking at cars all week. I am trying to find a new daily driver, and I did end up finding one, so yay, the car search is over. I picked it up yesterday, and, well, yesterday as in Saturday the 20th, and I am obsessed with it. I love it, and I'm very thankful that I found something that works for me so well. But without further ado, let's get to the books. So I'm going to start straight off with books that I've seen like really hyped lately. And I believe this is YA, but it's Powerless by Lauren Roberts. And I did get the one with sprayed edges. I found this one, which I'm sure I paid more than the person who bought this did because I got it off Pango Books. I think I paid like $30 for it. But I love it. I love purple's my favorite color, so I had to get the purple edges. But I am realizing that I probably could have just got a normal copy and spread the edges myself. But either way. So, Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This cover is very pretty. I love this. Like I said, I believe it's YA. It's either YA or new adult. I don't think there's like spice in this, but I think there's like tension and like I know there's definitely some good lines in here. So, if you haven't heard of this until now, here you go. I have seen nothing but great reviews on this, so let's read the back. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of Ilya. The elites have possessed powers for decades, gifted to them by the plague, while those born ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Ilya and shunned from society. No one knows this better than Peyton Gray, an ordinary posing as a psychic to blend in with the elites. When she unsuspectingly saves one of Ilya's princes, Kai Azur, she's thrown into the purging trials, a brutal competition showcasing the elite's powers. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for will, if he discovers what Peyton is. Completely ordinary. It says that this is going to be a fantasy romance trilogy, and everything I've seen about this has been like crazy good. Like I've seen some really good ratings, but I don't want to hype it up too much that like I go into it with like these crazy expectations and then it just doesn't meet that. I'm trying to like not go into books thinking like, oh my god, this is so hyped up, like I better love it. So, continuing on with this, I also got Powerful by Lauren Roberts. And I think this is a novella that ties into that. Like, it's got characters from that. I could be wrong, so don't, like, quote me on that. But I believe, yes, it even has Patton's name on the back. And I am so sorry if I'm saying that name wrong. So, this one also has sprayed edges, too. But here's a glimpse of the cover. Another really pretty cover. I swear fantasy books have the prettiest covers. So, the back of this one. A sizzling and heart-racing news story set in the kingdom of Ilya. Adina and Peyton have always been inseparable. Fate brought them together when they were young, but friendship ensured that they would always protect each other and the home that they built in the slums of Lut. But now Peyton, an ordinary, has been selected for the purging trials, which means almost certain death. Now alone in Lut, Adina must fend for herself. After attempting to steal, it's a mysterious man from the market who comes to her rescue. Mock's shadowy past and secretive power set him apart from the other low-level elites of Loot. And as the pair team up to see their loved ones before the trials, the quest tests their loyalty, their love, and their lives. I'm definitely excited for this. Like, I think if I really love the first one, I will really love this. And I just can't get over how pretty these are. Like, especially together. Oh. And I did go ahead and pre-order the next one that's coming out. And I think it has red sprayed edges. But I'm obsessed. And yes, I did pre-order before reading any of these to see if I like them. Because, you know, that's just the type of person I am. So now I'm looking at the piles in front of me and I'm questioning what I put in the other video because for some reason I didn't put those books up. So they're next to each other. And I'm looking at this and I believe I already did this. Oh no. Oh no. What did I do? Okay, we'll go with Book of the Month books next because I know I didn't put any of them in it. Now, before you judge how many I have, please understand that this is 2 or 3 months in this video of Book of the Month books. This wasn't bought in one go. So, first up I have The Wishing Game by Meg Schaefer. Another one that, you know, I really love the cover. The books on the cover really sold me. And then the back is like stars. Years ago, a reclusive, mega best-selling author quit writing under mysterious circumstances. Suddenly, he resurfaces with a brand new book in a one-of-a-kind competition, offering a prize that will change the winner's life. Make a wish. Lucy Hart knows better than anyone what it's like to grow up without parents who loved her. In a childhood marked by neglect and loneliness, Lucy found her solace in books. Namely, the Clock Island series by Jack Masterson. Now a 26-year-old teacher's aide, Lucy is able to share her love of reading with bright young students, especially 7-year-old orphan Christopher Lamb. Lucy would give anything to adopt Christopher, but even the idea of becoming a family seems like an impossible dream without proper funds and stability. But just when Lucy is about to give up, Jack Masterson announces he's finally written a new book. Even better, he's holding a contest at his home on the real Clock Island. And Lucy is one of the 4 lucky contestants chosen to compete to win the one and only copy. For Lucy, the chance of winning the most sought-after book in the world means everything to her and Christopher. But first, she must contend with the ruthless book collectors, wily opponents, and the distractingly handsome and grumpy Hugo Reese, the illustrator of the Clock Island's books. Meanwhile, Jack the Mastermind Masterson is plotting the ultimate twist ending that could change all their lives forever. So, I thought this was contemporary fiction, but this is giving kind of like thriller vibes, so I might be wrong on that. I'm very excited for this. Anything that has like books in it, a book about books is a book for me. And the next book that I got from Book of the Month is A Fate Inked in Blood by Daniel L. Jensen. This is book 1 of the Saga of the Unfated. Once again, another beautiful cover. And fantasies, I keep buying fantasies because they sound so good. Yet, I have not read any, like, this year. So, I really need to grit on my, like, fantasy kick here soon. But I think I'm worried that once I get in my fantasy kick, I'll stay in it and then I'll be like, romance books. But my thing with fantasy books is usually I have to have, like, a subplot of romance to really enjoy them. On the back it says, her fate is inked in her blood. It's carved in her bones. This power is Freya's destiny. A shield maiden blessed by the gods battles to unite a nation under a power-hungry king, while fighting her growing desire for his fiery son in this Norse-inspired fantasy romance. See, fantasy romance is where it's at. Bound in an unwanted marriage, Freya spends her days gutting fish, but dreams of becoming a warrior, and of putting an axe in her boorish husband's back. Freya's dreams abruptly become reality when her husband betrays her to the Regent's Jarl, landing her in a fight to the death against his son, Borgen. To survive, Freya... Oh my god. To survive, Freya is forced to reveal her deepest secret. She possesses a drop of a goddess's blood, which makes her a shield maiden with the magic capable of repelling any attack. And it's been foretold that such magic will unite the fractured nation of Scotland beneath the one who controls the shield maiden's fate. Believing he's destined to rule Scotland as a king, the fanatical Jarl binds Freya with a blood oath and orders Bjorn to protect her from their enemies. Desperate to prove her strength, Freya must train to fight and learn to control her magic, all while facing perilous tests set by the gods. The greatest test of all, however, may be resisting her forbidden attraction to Bjorn. If Freya succumbs to her lust for the charming and fierce warrior, she risks not only her own destiny, but the fate of all the people she has sworn to protect. This sounds juicy. I am very here for it. Also, I've seen that if you want one with like sprayed edges, I think it's Barnes & Noble has them. And then it's got like blue sprayed edges, but the same cover. Just an FYI. And then the next one that I got from Book of the Month is How to End a Love Story by Yulin Kong. Once again, another very pretty cover. And this says, Helen Zong hasn't seen Grant Shepard once in the 13 years since the tragic accident that bound their lives together forever. Now a best-selling author, Helen pours everything into her career. She's even scored a coveted spot in the writer's room of the TV adaptation of her young adult novels. And if she can hide her imposter syndrome, surely the rest of her life will fall into place too. LA is the fresh start she needs after all. LA is the fresh start she needs. After all, no one there knows her. Well, except Grant has done everything in his power to move on from the past, including building a life across the country. And while the panic attacks have never quite gone away, he's well liked around the town as a screenwriter. He knows he shouldn't have taken the job on Helen's show, but it will open doors to developing his own projects that he just can't pass up. Grant's exactly as Helen remembers him. Charming, popular, and lovable in ways that she's never been. And Helen's exactly as Grant remembers too. Brilliant, beautiful, closed off. But working together is messy and electrifying, and Helen's parents, who have never forgiven Grant, have no idea he's in the picture at all. When secrets come to light, they must reckon with the fact that theirs was never meant to be any kind of love story. And yet, the key to making peace with the past and themselves might just lie in holding on to each other in the present. I really like the idea of this, of like a writer having her books come to life and then him being the screenwriter on the project. It also sounds like they are kind of like opposites, so it sounds like they'll like kind of complete each other. And I am wondering what's up with Grant's past. Like, why is he having panic attacks? So this one definitely really caught my interest when I read the summary of it, and that is exactly why I picked it out. And then the last one that I've gotten from Book of the Month that I'm going to talk about, and my book club pick for the month of April, April, we are in April, is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. One thing about me is if it's an Abby Jimenez book, I'm going to eat it up. And I have seen nothing but good reviews on this, so fingers crossed that this is no different. 4 dates, a kiss, and a breakup. That's all it'll take to find their soulmate. When it comes to love, Emma is cursed. Every guy she dates finds his true love after they break up. But it turns out she's not only the one afflicted with this condition. His name is Justin, and his Reddit thread about being love's good luck charm has gone viral. Now the two have come up with an ingenious plan. If they date each other, their curses will cancel out, and they'll go on to find their soulmate. Only, Justin wasn't supposed to be so unbelievably cute and hilarious. But when Emma's toxic mother shows up and Justin has to assume guardianship of his 3 siblings, they're suddenly navigating a lot more than they expected, including catching real feelings. Has fate finally brought the perfect pair together? Or will their cure be way more hazardous than the curse itself? I am so excited for this. So in my book club, there's like 4 of us, and we each have like picked books. So this month it was my turn to pick, and this is my pick. And the last couple books I have picked for book club have been not the best. So I'm trying to redeem myself, and this book will do it. I believe in it. Ivy Jimenez is number 1. I love her. And next up, I believe I talked about going to her book signing. I believe I talked about going to a book signing in one of my previous videos. It might have been the book haul video. I don't remember. It might have been the video before that. Somewhere, I think I mentioned it. So I went to a Sarah Adams book signing, and I only picked up one new book, thank you, and it's the book she was releasing, but mainly because I think I have a majority of her other books. So I picked up the rule book, and this is the cover, and I believe this goes after the cheat sheet, and it came with art. Very pretty. I love books with art prints. And I got to get my book signed. I still have the post-it note with my name on it, so just, ignore that. And let me tell you, Sarah Adams is the cutest thing alive. She was so nice and so sweet. And I was at the end of the line for the signing because I got there late. And she was still, so nice to everyone. And, still had this very upbeat attitude about her. So she was just fantastic and lovely. So I had to, say that. Oh my god, me trying to open the book to read the inside when it's on the back. I'm losing my mind. And this is a sport romance, and I believe it is second chance romance. Nora Mackenzie's entire career lies in the hands of famous NFL tight end Derek Pender, who happens to be her extremely hot college ex-boyfriend. Nora didn't end things as gracefully as she could have back then, and now it has come back to haunt her. Derek is her first client as an official full-time sports agent, and he's holding a grudge. Derek has set his sights on a little friendly revenge. If Nora Mackenzie, the first girl to ever break his heart, wants to be his agent, he'll let her be his agent. The plan is simple. Make Nora's life absolutely miserable. But if Derek knows anything about the woman he once loved, she won't quit easily. Instead of giving in, Nora starts a scheme of her own. But then a wild night in Vegas leads to Nora and Derek in bed the next morning, married. With their rulebook out the window, could this new relationship save their careers and spark the romance of a lifetime? I am personally not usually a fan of second chance romance, but I have faith because Sarah Adams is such a great writer, and she has done me no wrong. I have faith. Also, it's always Vegas, isn't it? Don't go to Vegas with people you don't like because apparently you'll end up married. But I'm super excited for this. It is a little thinner one, so I definitely think I could knock this out sometime soon. So next up I have Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. This is the second book in, I don't remember what the series is called. It's after Done and Dusted, okay? I love this cover. I love this style of cover. This, I don't know, it feeds something inside of me. Like this makes me happy. This is very aesthetically pleasing and I love it. I did pre-order this, so I got a little overlay sheet and then it's signed. She's the city girl who refuses to be saddled with a man. He's the cowboy who wants her anyway. The last thing Ada Hart needs is a man to take care of her. Not anymore. After failing out of her interior design program and the disaster that was her short-lived marriage, Ada has clawed her way up from rock bottom. Now the only person she trusts is herself, and that has gotten her further than ever before. She has her own business and one of the largest ranches in Wyoming just hired her for the most important project of her career. When Ada arrives in Meadowlark, she finds herself in a dive bar where she can't seem to shake the eyes of a handsome cowboy. But when she leads him to the back of the bar, he leaves her with a kiss that most people could only fantasize about. She almost regrets that she'll never see him again. Except it turns out he's her new boss. Weston Ryder is a happy guy, even happier now that the mysterious woman from the bar is his interior designer for his dream project on his family's ranch. He feels like he's just hit the jackpot. Too bad she wants absolutely nothing to do with him outside of work. Ada is convinced that the pull she feels towards Wes will go away, but Wes can't stop thinking about her. Even though walls are finally coming down around Rebel Blue Ranch, Ada's walls are firmly in place. Can Ada and Wes make it through this project without giving in? Or will they both put their dreams on the line for a chance at love? The Rebel Blue Ranch series, that is what this is called. I am so excited for this. I ate up Done and Dusted. Like, these are short, but they're so packed full. I'm so excited. I have already pre-ordered the third book. I am ready. So happy. Oh, and Weston is Emmy from the first book. Weston is her brother. So we're going down the family now. I'm so excited. So next up, I have another pre-order that came in, and it's Girl Abroad by Elle Kennedy. I still have hopes that, like, Elle Kennedy's books hit, like, her hockey romance books. I don't think I've read anything of hers that's not hockey romance, so I'm excited to give this a try. I don't think I've seen many reviews about it, but I also haven't really been looking for it. I am so excited, though, to read it. I love how, like, floppy this is. It's a good flop. I also think the cover's really cute. I know there were a couple different color options for the cover. I think there was a pink and a purple one, too. It's these small exchanges that keep my head in a fog. The small expressions of his desire. It does a number on me. Everyone loves a secret. When 19-year-old Abby Blyle gets the opportunity to study abroad for a year in London, it's the perfect chance to finally slip out from under the thumb of her beloved but overbearing, retired rock star father. She's ready to be free to discover herself, but first off, to meet the girls she's rooming with, that is. That is until she arrives at her gorgeous new flat to discover those roommates are actually all boys. Charming, funny, insufferably attractive boys. And off limits with a rule against fraternizing between housemates after unwanted drama with the previous girl. Abby has never considered herself a rule breaker, but soon she's lying to her father about her living situation and falling for not one but two men she can't have. Her rugby player roommate and a brooding musician with a girlfriend. Not to mention her research for school has gotten her tangled in a deeply hidden scandal of a high nobility family surrounding her in secrets on all sides. If there's any hope of Abby finding love, answers, or future in London, she'll have to decide which rules and hearts might not be worth breaking. Bro, she better not be going after the one that has a girlfriend. That shit, no. No. We don't do cheating here. This channel does not welcome cheating. But as long as it doesn't go this route, I'm very excited. And last but not least, I do have a couple more that I need to put, but I think I'm just going to put them on another video because I realize I do have plans coming up and I need to leave the house by 2 and it is 1:45. So I need to wrap this up. So next up I have Bride by Ali Hazelwood, which has been all over the place. I apologize if this is in another book haul. I don't think it is. I remember I talked about possibly reading this next after I read The Fake Mate, but I don't think I ever showed that I owned it or did a book haul with it. If I did, you can skip this part and just end the video. I apologize. A vampire bride and an alpha werewolf form a dangerous alliance in this enthralling new paranormal romance. Misery Lark, daughter of a powerful vampire councilman, is an outcast. Her days of living anonymously among the humans are over. She has been called upon to uphold an alliance between the vampires and their mortal enemies, the Wares. Wares are ruthless and unpredictable, and their alpha, Lo Morland, is no exception. He rules his pack with absolute authority, but not without justice or feeling. It's clear from the way he tracks Misery's every movement that he doesn't trust her. If only he knew how right he was. Misery has her own reasons to agree to this marriage of convenience. Reasons that have nothing to do with politics or alliances and everything to do with the only things she's ever cared about. And she's willing to do whatever it takes to get back what's hers. I've seen really, really good reviews about this, and I'm very excited to read this now that I've started reading more shifter romances. So this is Paranormal Romance, Marriage of Convenience. I think it's kind of dislike to lovers. I don't want to say enemies to lovers because I don't think that's true. But I think I know a couple people were saying it's kind of like a paranormal take on Romeo and Juliet in a way. I also love that her name is Misery. That's so funny to me. And I like that they're called wares instead of werewolves. And vampire is vampyre. I don't know. Everything about this book makes me want to read it. But now I'm in the mood to I want to read the whole pile I just said. So it's what do I pick now? But that is it for today's haul. If you tuned in, I really appreciate it. If you've read any of these and really enjoyed them, let me know in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.